asked the question a couple of times since morning. Is consumer rights a myth in Jamaica? Well, here to discuss the importance of consumer protection and empowerment is the newly elected president of the National Consumers League of Jamaica, Mr. Michael Diamond. Morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Smile Jamaica.
Thank you.
What's the difference with your company and the consumer affairs?
Well, the National Consumers League is the non-government consumer protection organization in Jamaica. And CAC, Consumer Affairs Commission, is government. And for the public, most individuals don't know that the National Consumers League is actually 53 years old. And it is the National Consumers League who actually lobbied for the establishment of an organization like the CAC, which was formerly the Prices Commission. And for every other government protection body, we are actually the organization that was really tremendous in lobbying for these protection bodies.
Apart from the fact that you're non-government, you do the same thing as the consumer affairs?
We do operate in under the same space. We are guided by the same Consumer Protection Act, so we actually do the same thing. The difference is that the CAC actually has a government support, and they do have more resources to basically follow through with that. But the National Consumers League actually gets a more unbiased view for the consumer.
So I'm sorry to jump in, but just before Delia, so give me a reason I would come to you as opposed to going to the consumer affairs.
Well, absolutely, you would come to us because we are actually able to get results in a more timely manner, I would say, because as government has certain protocols that they want to follow. But for us, we usually investigate a complaint immediately, right? So we're able to let you know if something is happening sooner rather than waiting for an entire process that can take weeks or months. So that is the reason why individuals will come to us. We're not restrained. Again, we're not restrained by politics, right? We are only guided by the Consumer Protection Act. So for us, we are able to give that unbiased view from the consumer.
How does the league operate? Regular citizens just become a member? How does it function?
Well, I can tell you, anyone can become a member of the National Consumers League. Well, as far as our executive and board is concerned, that's a little bit more vetted for individuals who do have some experience, who do have some qualifications, and can demonstrate that they understand what it means for consumerism or advocacy. Because, again, we want to make sure that when we're representing consumers, that the individuals actually have an idea what that entails.
Right.
And volunteering, because it's a solely volunteer organization, you have to know that volunteerism means that it's 24 hours a day and not actually during the period of when business operates. And we have seen where there are times where issues are brought to government and individuals that work with government will tell you, well, listen, business closed, I can't address that. Well, for us as consumers, and we understand what consumers go through, as president, we are addressing this issue even after hours.
Michael, but are we a consumer-savvy society? I mean, in the U.S., if we see a sign that says water and we're going to we say, okay, no, I'm going to sue. And this should have been closed, it's not. I find that as consumers, we don't always get value for money, but sometimes we don't bother to pursue it.
That is one of the biggest concerns that we have. And that is the reason why we want
But
to
after 53 years, why is that so?
I would say that what we have met is that there is this phrase that that says, "me can't bother."
Okay.
Right? The can't bother mentality comes from that they went to the sources and they were frustrated and they would say, well, nothing is going to come of it anyway. And that is the reason why oftentimes when we even meet a case where it can go to court, where individuals may be fined or arrested, the consumer doesn't really want to pursue it anymore because they lose confidence in the system. They believe that nothing will come of it, so they don't want to take it to the next level. And again, it has a lot to do with the fact that there isn't a robust conversation around consumerism, around consumer protection. We're not prosecuting enough, we're not educating enough, we're not informing enough, and that really contributes to that culture of can't bother, right? So for us now, after 53 years, we want to make sure that we re-engage, get new individuals involved, get consumers to be more confident in the process to know that there are alternatives. There's alternative. You go to the government is not giving you the type of action that you like. You'll come to us and we will investigate it with you. If there's nothing for you to get, we don't waste your time. We're not going to waste your time if there's nothing there. And again, you'd want to be able to get these answers immediately because we know how frustrating it can be. Right? And just not to single anything out, but refund policies are an issue, and it continues to be an issue in Jamaica because, again, most of the places you'll go to will say no refund, exchanges only. It is absolutely against the Consumer Protection Act. So this is an illegal policy. This is an illegal act by any establishment to simply say there's no refund, absolutely. The Consumer Protection Act guarantees that there are two conditions under which you can get refunds. So what we would like to do, we would like to make sure that there's an actual campaign, there's an actual awareness campaign to say, listen, merchants, this is illegal. There's actually fine that you can get for simply having that type of practice. And we have not done much to enforce that because we would really prefer that the consumers are more empowered so that when they do speak with the merchants in this regard, they can have that resolved rather than having to call us or call the CAC.
When you say no refund, so I buy a shirt for $10 and I want back my money. But them say you can't get back the money, but you can get another shirt. Isn't that...
They can actually, well...
Can I get back the money, you're saying?
Just for clarity, if you buy the shirt and you change your mind about the shirt, there is absolutely no refund for that. That is simply called buyer's remorse. That is not recognized under any jurisdiction for you to get a refund. That would just be courtesy of the establishment.
Right.
But if you actually purchase the shirt and the shirt has some type of defect or default in it, or it is not the color that you were promised, or the size is incorrect, they didn't give you an opportunity to try it, then yes, you absolutely get 100% back of your money.
Apart from goods and services, are there other things that consumer protection covers?
Absolutely, and what we have now is that there's a rise in non-communicable diseases, and this is a significant problem, not just in Jamaica, in the region, internationally.
Right.
So for us at the National Consumers League, we have made some strategic alliances. For instance, we are partnered with the Heart Foundation of Jamaica because they promote healthy heart, and they are also advocating for healthier lifestyles, which would reduce the non-communicable diseases of the respiratory problems, obesity, and of course cancers and diabetes. So where the consumers are concerned, if you're more informed regarding what you're eating, then you'll be able to make healthier choices. So we are advocating now, lobbying for better food labeling standards, which would require front of package warning labels on certain products, which will simply let you know right away, is it high in sodium, is it high in sugar, is it high in fat? And because you've been informed about how nutrition affects you for these lifestyle diseases, you'd be able to, as I say, make more informed and healthier choices rather than suffer the consequences.
How are you found?
How are we funded?
How are you found?
Oh, we are at 29 Beechwood Avenue. We're on 29 Beechwood Avenue, right next to RJR, actually. We do share a little space there. And we can also be contacted at 926-6388. You can come in or you can call us with your complaints. And again, we really address these complaints as expediently as possible. And it is important for consumers to know that just because something seems a bit, if it intimidates you, or if someone tells you there's no recourse, don't just accept that. Call us, allow us to also review it with you, because again, we have heard even in the media, information being dispensed to the public, which is incorrect, especially where automobiles are concerned. Those individuals were saying consumers are complaining when they don't have a right to complain. But you do have a right to complain if something is not clear or correct, and you do have recourse. And one of the questions that we always get is there a refund for electrical parts? Under the Consumer Protection Act, yes, there is.
Okay.
But most of these establishments don't know that.
All right. We have to go. Thanks for coming, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Michael Diamond, President of the National Consumers League of Jamaica.
Up next, Poppy Appeal 2019. We'll be joined by 2 war veterans as the JDF prepares for Remembrance Day. That's very important, so please stay with us.